Have you been hearing a lot of chatter about the almighty AI ChatGPT coming to steal your Salesforce jobs? Well, me being who I am, I definitely had to check this out. So, what ChatGPT is an AI chatbot that you ask it questions and it will spit back out answers for you. Sounds simple enough, sounds like Google, but what the really cool thing is that it's conversational and it remembers some of the context of what you're talking about. So already pretty cool there. And then on top of that, it can write code. In this video, I'm going to check out what ChatGPT can do in the Salesforce context and beyond. I also brought a special guest who's never used ChatGPT before to be a sounding board, another person to pitch ideas. Should be fun. Let's get to it. All right, so we're about to start with our ChatGPT exploration, and I've got one of my best buds on here. I don't know if I can call you a best bud, but one of my work acquaintances, Chase Brammer. So Chase, want to say hi?
My name is Chase Brammer. I used to work with this guy and learned a lot from him. And I've learned a lot about Salesforce development over the last 3 years and programming in general. I'm pretty enthusiastic about clean code, good architecture, and that kind of thing. So I'm going into this blind. I have never seen ChatGPT output. I've seen 1 or 2 LinkedIn posts and I was not impressed. But I'm ready to be impressed. I'm coming in completely blind, and we're going to ask it some hard questions.
Cool.
I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it should be fun. So I will admit I did play around with this a little bit just to ask some questions and see what I could. I could not miss out on all the hype that was going around. So, but this is going to be like a full on kind of in-depth test of it. Like I asked it a few little things just to see what it was doing. It did a good job in my opinion. But this is why I brought somebody else on to kind of be that. What is it? A buffer or?
I'm a reactor.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm about to
the reactor
video on this right now.
All right, let's jump into it. So the first thing, or if you've never seen ChatGPT, you can, sign up for it and basically just ask it a bunch of questions. It's going to be like a new Google or what, I don't know what people are saying about it, but for me, you can ask it a bunch of questions and it will spit back out a bunch of answers. So we're Salesforce folks. Let's get started with some Salesforce questions. So first one, what is Salesforce? Let's see what this thing spits out. All right, it's spitting out
Salesforce
something here.
CRM. Wow.
Hey, that makes sense.
That's a totally fair answer, but people ask you like, "Oh, what's Salesforce?" You still got to kind of explain them a little harder than that. There you go.
Yeah, you got to dig a little bit deeper.
What's a customer relationship management?
All right, we're getting
very
somewhere.
clinical. It's very clinical.
Yeah. So the one thing I'm noticing about this is I could probably Google and get a lot of these answers, but this is more. This gives you, I guess. You don't have to go through the tons of articles on there. You don't
have to scroll.
Yeah, this gives you a succinct answer. One last question on this. What is the difference between Salesforce and CRM? So I don't know if supposedly it understands like past conversations or the past
does
things
it have
that
a
you
history
said.
Of what we've asked it?
Yeah. So
does it learn from the past history too?
It's supposed. Well, I don't know if I want to say that it learns, but it knows the past things that we've said. So I just want to keep that in mind, and I kind of want to ask it questions related to that.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So
I know it's trained on like 300 terabytes of data or something silly like that, and you keep telling me it's not connected to the internet.
Yeah, so
it's just a trained model at this point.
Supposedly, it's cut off from the internet as of 2011, so we can't ask it any anything in the news from 2011. But that's still, or sorry, did I say 2021? 2021.
I was gonna say,
yeah, 2011's a bit far out there. 2021. Is when it got cut off from the internet. So it's just using all of that data and then spitting out this information. So, but this last sentence in here, it's pretty legit. Like that's something that I would kind of say and help make sure that people understand, the difference between Salesforce and CRM. I wonder
these kind of questions definitely give it credit though, as like, I've seen people say, "Oh, it's a Google replacement." Google, you got to scroll past like 5 sponsored content and sponsored ads now. So, oh boy. Go ahead. That's the $1 million question.
That's a $1 million question, right? How much should we make?
Maybe it's $100,000 question.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh my God, it's based.
I like this. This is getting to a real answer. And it's pulling stuff from Glassdoor. Okay.
Okay. Wow, this is actually okay. Hold on. Can vary depending on location, industry, individual, employer. That basically means I don't know. Number one. What do you always say? Go apply.
Yeah.
According to Glassdoor, the average salary for a Salesforce developer.
So,
I mean, yeah, you can probably do better than that based on what I've seen, but I lurk in the consulting world. If you're a developer in-house, maybe you don't get as big of a bag. But
yeah.
It's the number is so ballpark. It could be anywhere from 50K to 150K. I've heard rumors of 180K. You know,
for 3 years. That's the California people speaking, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I've got another question in here. Another one that pops up all the time. What is the most important Salesforce certification
PD1.
for?
If it doesn't say PD1, it's wrong.
Yeah, well, let's see.
PD1 or bust.
And for our conversation, maybe I can drop putting in Salesforce. Maybe it'll like remember the context for it. But I'm using a lot of Salesforce so that it knows that it's specific, right? So, it's going with most popular. Most popular. Oh, it's listing the same thing twice. Other relevant certifications for Salesforce developers include PD1, PD2. So, yeah, I was trying to. So this one.
Ask it this. Should a Salesforce developer get certified admin or platform developer 1 first? Because we both have differing opinions on this, and we argue about it all the time.
So should they get admin or PD1 first? I don't even know if I should put a question mark. But let's see if it remembers the previous conversation and if it knows what PD1 is.
Oh my God, it knows. Okay. That's a good answer. Yeah, based answer. Developers new.
Best certificate.
I don't agree with that answer, though. It's missing off the correct answer, which is to get PD1.
So this is my answer here. You know, you're gonna get a broad understanding if you start with admin. And you know what? ChatGPT is. I'm gonna thumbs up. Look, you can thumbs up this.
No, don't give it a thumbs up.
This is right. They're gonna be like, what the heck is this feedback? Okay, so this is really cool. We didn't say anything about Salesforce or like
we did
certifications or anything like that, right? We just, should they get admin or PD1 first?
Oh yeah, and that question,
So it's like it knows. Yeah, it knows, and it's more conversational than just, typing in our whole long string and needing to put Salesforce like 50 million times. All right, let's get into some actual work. Some people are saying this thing is going to like replace our jobs, and everything's going to be written by ChatGPT next year. So let's see. We've got a validation rule that we wanted to write. So we're looking for this validation rule to make sure that when the opportunity stage is qualified, it has an amount greater than 9,000. So maybe something that you've written similar in your orgs. So let's see if this can create a validation rule.
Here's an example.
It's spitting out.
Wow, it uses formatting? What the hell?
It's spitting out and it's using formatting.
Oh my gosh, that's the formatting I would use.
Okay, a couple really cool things in here. It knows that the opportunity stage API name is not stage, it's stage name.
Stage name. Oh my gosh, that's gas. That's kind of gas though. All right, I mean you can do that. That's easy though. That's very easy.
Okay.
But I'm impressed. Here's the thing about this that I'm impressed about. This is better than most humans will do.
Yeah.
Because most humans don't format their
just be one blob.
Rules. Like it's just one blob of line. That is why this is doing its job right now better than most humans. I'd say 90% of humans in validation rules I've seen.
You give the uncertified admins no credit. Right? Most certified admins, they'll format it.
Okay, well, I don't know. I've never seen. I've seen a lot of production orgs. I haven't seen it.
I've seen formatting. It's 50-50.
I've not seen it super often. 50-50? I'll give you 75-25.
Okay. One thing we want to do is add to this validation here. I'll paste it in here. Add to this validation so that an administrator can skip this. So this is something that I guess I've run into often, to where, admins, they've got all the power and they want to, get around the rules at some point. So let's see if this can, remember the previous context. So it did. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Whoa. Okay. It knows that. And this provides validation rule. Third condition checks.
I've got to check something with this, because
Is that right?
user role is tripping me up, and the whole pick list stuff. Because I would normally check this by getting the current user and checking their profile name.
I don't think that's right, actually.
This is close.
It did get user role, but like it needs to do the $ current user dot user role, and then it needs to check if the user role name is that, I believe.
Check if the current user is a system admin and allow them to skip the validation rule. And we'll, after this, we'll probably take it offline and double check to see if this is right, and I may do some graphics or something. But overall, that's it. Like, it's kind of getting it. It's kind of there.
It gets it. It's not doing it right though. It should be. You can use string profile. Actually, I have my documentation up on this other monitor.
Okay.
You can use $ or string profile.name equals.
All right.
So you can use current user profile. That's not quite right.
If you know how to write validation rules, you might still have your job for a little bit until it gets more data.
Also, there's a variant solution to this, which is the hierarchy. What is it? It's like hierarchy validation rules or something that you can set up across a certain profile level to like skip all validation rules. So all your system.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's like different ways to implement this, and this is a valid way if they were to pick the right thing. But I don't think you could just do user role like that.
I would need like I'll admit I have not written a validation rule in quite a while. So I would need to check to see if something has changed, I guess, since 2021.
First one is beautiful.
Yes. First one works. Simple stuff. It'll get it there. All right. So let's take a look at, we wanted to, we asked, how would you create an object? So we want to see what it spits out. That represents a plant. So plants have like, I don't know, number of leaves, colors, when they bloom, all of these things. So we want to just see, if you're making an object, how would you go about, oh, wow. It's,
holy crap.
So
it's going to tell you step by step.
Hold on. Yeah, it literally is telling us step by step.
It even tells you to fill out the plural field.
I'm wondering.
I guess this isn't quite what I expected.
Oh no, it's getting there.
Oh wow, it's going to keep
talking about the fields.
Oh, it doesn't even know if it's a plant or like I was thinking it could get confused whether or not it's like a plant, like a living thing plant, or like a plant, like a location, like a power plant or a manufacturing plant.
Right. Oh. Yeah. So it knew.
Yeah. Tell it that.
It knew that we were talking about a plant, but now we want to see if it remembers what it talked about before, and then spit out Oh my gosh, that's going with the scientific. Can this write field descriptions for me? Because I would love that. So the one thing, so these are the fields, but it's not like they're Salesforce specific fields, right? It's not telling you use, text 255, blah blah blah. But this is outlining the object for you pretty well.
If you're like, it's doing business analytics for you. If you were to give it a more complex business scenario, you think it would spit out that too? Like, I don't know, it might. Like, that's basically doing business analytics. Like, hey, we need to make an object to represent each of our power plants. And then you got to go through and like asking questions on like, what details do you include about your power plants? If you ask ChatGPT, like, hey, what's our details that are important about a power plant?
Yeah,
you might be able to go into that discovery call for your client more informed than blind,
Yeah. Especially if you don't know the industry that well and that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, that could be pretty useful.
Could be a genuine e-commerce use case if it's like a plant. Like, there's a lot of online plant businesses. You can order plants online if you're not going to like Lowe's or whatever to buy your plants, or the nurseries, your local nursery. This is crazy. I mean, that's kind of good.
Next up, we're going to move into some development sides of ChatGPT and Salesforce and how it kind of answers those questions. So, really cool stuff on the admin side. We're definitely seeing that it's not all there, and there's a lot more that we could have asked it to kind of dive deeper into certain sections. So, this video could have been extremely long as we just kind of poke and prod with ChatGPT. But as we can see, admin jobs are pretty much safe for right now. It's going to need a lot more data to train on before it's able to do a lot of the things that we're looking at from the admin side correctly. So imagine you ask this thing to write a flow, right? It would need to somehow spit out the entire flow screen or give you some information on what you need to put in each section of the flow, which it doesn't look like it's there, but we actually need to test that out just to make sure. Overall, though, this was super fun and it could be a really helpful tool for a lot of different people. And once it learns a lot more, it can be helpful in a lot of different spaces as well, once it's able to produce answers to more complex questions. Speaking of questions, if you have a question that you would like us to ask ChatGPT and kind of break down in a video like this, leave a comment down below. And as I mentioned, we do go over some development items, so check out that video. It is linked in the description and also on the card that's showing up on the screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Walters954, and remember, I believe in you.